right, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, whatever time you're watching this. We are here for our final episode in the Road to Purge series as we are one step closer to the next wrestling show here at the Epic. And as always, I'm your athletic and event coordinator, JJ Jefferson. And joining me today for the second time around, guess who's back, ladies and gentlemen? The hometown hero, Tatum Manning. Tatum, how you doing?
Back again. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for having me again. Told you as soon as I got here, I'm a little loosened up this time. Last time I came in, real tired. I think I lifted that day, so it's my rest day. I got coffee in me, so I'm a ride out that energy before it hits my stomach. But
Hey, man.
I'm happy to be here, brother.
I'm excited. We've got a lot to talk about,
Yes,
man.
we do.
And like I said, the Purge is upcoming. But before we get to the Purge, I kind of want to backtrack because at the last wrestling show we had here at the Epic, MPX Presents Destiny, which was by far the biggest, the most epic show in the history of MPX. You were one of the focal points because you, as the hometown hero, had a one-on-one match with Trey Miguel, which you walked away with the victory on. But before we touch on that, we've got an image we want to show for those of you that didn't see what happened at Destiny. Pre-show, Tatum Manning got a chance to meet with our beloved city officials. So some of our council members came out as well as the mayor came out. So Tatum, kind of touch on Destiny and what you remember from that.
Destiny was a real special show for me, and that was the first interview that I did here was in the build up to Destiny. I told you I was excited. I told you it was unlike anything that we had ever done as a promotion and as a company before.
Right.
Destiny was a very special show for me. I was blessed and I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to wrestle TNA's Trey Miguel one-on-one, one of the best matches that I've ever had. And I was even luckier to come out with a victory.
Yeah.
Great reaction. Great feeling that night. Great feeling earlier in that day. I remember it was raining really bad. I had to go home. Thankfully, I lived 2 minutes away, so never had the pleasure of living 2 minutes away from a booking until now. But I got to meet with Mayor Jensen. That was cool. Last time I talked to him, I was about 14 or 15 years old, so I don't think he recognized me at all. I know he talks to a lot of important people all day, every day, but that was fun. He's a great guy. Easy to talk to. City council made us feel very welcomed. And that's a huge upside to having a second home here at the Epic now for Metroplex Wrestling.
Of course, man. And I mean, we've kind of just been firing on all cylinders, not just here at the Epic, but Metroplex Wrestling as a whole, because as people are starting to learn, you guys run weekly. And as much as I know Palmer has talked about it, joked about running weekly here at the Epic, out in Bedford, I mean, you guys just pick up steam week after week after week. And we've been building on the road to the Purge, which I know you're super excited because we're going to talk about that in just a second too. But give me your takeaway. Like, what was the one thing that really stood out from you about Destiny and being here at the Epic?
I had wrestled in Grand Prairie once before, and it was for a different promotion by the name of Lucha Brutal. Great people running that show. That was a smaller venue. It was kind of a pop-up show, and it was nothing compared to what this is. Just because of the venue, because of the people that were, funneling into our show, because of the names that we had booked on our show. So, I mean, like I've said, I sound like a broken record, but there's nothing like doing a show here at the Epic for Metroplex Wrestling. And now that we have the opportunity to be in and out of this building, run our bigger shows here so we don't have to turn people away at the door. This week, starting yesterday morning, I woke up, I had that jittery feeling again that I had the week of Destiny. So I'm really excited.
Man, I'm super pumped and excited for you. And I know as a fan, just watching everything kind of fold and doing these series with some of the local talent, Day DeVille was on here. Hal Sagan most recently was on here. We're getting one step closer to the Purge. And for those of you that are still learning about MPX, and like you touched on, this is the next big show kind of in Metroplex's history. So you've got Purple Rain, you've got the Texas Rumble, Destiny, and this weekend, Saturday, June 15th, is the Purge. And we touched on it during our last interview. It's a night where there's really no rules. Like, anything goes.
Hey, man, anything goes.
It's
no
one
countouts,
it's
no
one of those
disqualification.
nights where you can't have an excuse.
Yep.
And we've got the graphic we'll pull up here for you guys in just a little bit, because this is again in your backyard here at the Epic. And most recently, your match was just announced this past Saturday, which I'll let you do the honors. I would love to, but I'll let you do the honors.
Well, I'll tell you what, I found myself in, feuds and, ongoing issues with, people on the show over the last, 5-6 years, however long I've been doing this weekly.
Right.
Never anybody like Mikey B, though. Never a guy with, tape on his nipples and the bodysuits with the G-string going down the back and the glittery
towel
pants.
boy.
The guy, yeah, the towel boy, Paulie. You know what? I'll save it for Paulie, because I actually kind of like Paulie. I wish, he would just find himself in a better situation with better people. Big J, or Big Jacob, as I call him, because I see the visible hate in his eyes when I call him Big Jacob. I know he doesn't like that. So they're an interesting group of people. And, I find myself in this situation with Mikey B after I come back and after I have my match with Trey Miguel. According to Mikey B, Tatum Manning, since coming back, has stolen his spotlight, whatever that means.
Right.
So obviously the Purge is the one night a year where there are no rules, no countouts, no disqualifications, anything goes. So in my mind, I'm like, I'll get Mikey B one-on-one. I'll get Mikey B in a match with no rules. I'll get Mikey B in something crazy like a steel cage match. Never done that before. Right. But, of course, Mikey's going to bring his friends along.
Right.
So why don't I bring two of my friends along, right?
Yeah.
Why don't I bring the Cowabunga Kid, Adam Green,
who is slowly rising amongst the addicts?
Absolutely, he is. Adam Green is a great kid with a great heart. Yep, phenomenal. He's very talented. But the most important thing over being, athletic, agile, is he's got a great mind for pro wrestling.
Right.
And again, kid's got a great heart, a great attitude. So I really like him a lot. He's definitely going places in this business. And of course, Mikey B calls himself the boy band behemoth, right?
Yep.
He's a pop star legend in his own mind. So I figure, why don't I show Mikey what a real pop star looks like, what a real legend looks like? Why don't I show Mikey who Santana Jackson is and what Santana Jackson is all about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. A week ago, whenever I want to say it was Everybody Hurts was the show where it was kind of leading to that feud where you and Mikey were at a boiling point. And I remember you cut the promo and was like, "Hey, Mikey, call yourself the King of Pop, but I'm gonna show you what the real King of Pop is." And as soon as I heard it, I texted my brother. I was like, "Bro, I don't know if this is gonna happen, but just stick around." And then this past weekend at Common Enemies, the announcement was made that debuting in his Metroplex Wrestling debut is Santana Jackson. And I saw it. I was like, bro, I hit the nail on the head. You've got to be at the Epic. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, or if you just want to have a good time, I guarantee you this is another show you do not want to miss. And kind of give us just a small sample of what's headed the boy band Behemoth's way on Saturday night.
Man, I don't know if the boy band Behemoth, well, he definitely hasn't, but I don't know if he's ever seen anybody get DDT'd out of a moonwalk, but I hope it hits him right in the face, right on the head. Man, like Santana Jackson is the definition of the word entertainment.
Yes.
Right. And again, I got Santana Jackson on my team to show Mikey what a real pop star is. Mikey wants to run his mouth, say, I'm the greatest MPX Addicts champion of all time. I'm a pop star. I'm, everything is supposed to be about me.
Right.
But, brother, you don't know the first thing about being a star. You don't know what that's about. So I'm going to make sure it hits you over the head on Saturday night.
No, that's perfect, man. And you know what? One of the things you touched on was star, and we talk about the momentum and everything. And that's one of the questions I have for you personally, because last year, this time at the Purge, you were kind of on everybody's hit list. Like, you were the guy that got booed out of the building.
Yes, I was.
But for this year, I mean, I think you might get the pop of the night. Like you, Adam Green, Santana Jackson. It's going to get loud like it did at Destiny. And just kind of tell me personally, how do you know and how do you feel with that shift in a year?
Man, a lot can change in a year. And, everybody changes with time. If I'm sitting here with you right now and I'm the exact same person that I was last year, I'm not growing as a person. Right. Last year in the main event of the Purge, I defended the MPX championship against Sky De La Cremosa in an excessive violence match. Right. Complete 180 from this year, not just who I am, but the situation that I'm walking into, last year at the Purge, I set Sky De La Cremosa on fire. Obviously I come in this year and they're like, hey, we're at the Epic, right? Please don't light anybody on fire. please don't even strike a match. Please don't do anything too crazy or too dumb or too dangerous.
Right.
Which, I won't, right? I say I won't. But, you know, again, a lot can change in a year. When that was going on, that Tatum Manning that you saw and that you experienced was a very different person, a very, malicious, a very, angry, a very hate-filled person, right?
Right.
Sky de Lacrimosa is one of the most loved people to ever set foot in a MPX ring.
Right.
So everything that unfolded, including Isaac Mazer, right? All of the back and forth, all of the build, all of that drama, all of that just hatred, it came to a boiling point. The
Right.
same way that it's gonna come to a boiling point between me and Mikey this Saturday.
Yeah, man. Super excited for everything you have going on. And the key word you kind of touched on with the purge is the boiling point, right? All the bad blood that's been brewing. And I mean, when you look at the card from top to bottom, it's like every match, not only is there a stipulation involved in every match, because it's the purge, anything can happen.
Yep.
But you look at the storylines, and so many stories essentially are going to come to an end. Without kind of going through all of the card, because one of the things MPX loves to do the most is make sure that, yeah, you know a little bit of what's going on. We'll give you a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. But if you really want to see it, you got to be live. So
there's always surprises.
If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, go get your tickets, because it will sell out and we'll have standing room only. MPXWrestling.com for tickets. But with all the storylines, with all the matches that have been announced, from the MPX tag team title table match, the heroes self-proclaimed, Aaron Eagle and sidekick Caleb Riley, in the Scorn, you've got the MPX title match, no holds barred, Tommy Becker, Demo Diamond. What's your takeaway on this card, man? Like, what's really standing out to you?
This is what I love about the Epic. Now we have the opportunity to build and build and build, and so much is going on, and so many different feuds are happening. So many different, people are going at it, head to head.
Right.
The main event, Tommy Becker versus Demo Diamond. I have a long history with Tommy Becker. I have a not so long history with Demo Diamond, but Demo is one of those people who's on the come up. Very brash, very arrogant. That'll change with the years, right? He's just a young man. I say he's a young man, probably a few years younger than me. But we got our surprises. Hilda will be defending the MPX Women's Championship. We don't know who her opponent is. Right? We know that Athena will be in the building. The forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion will be in the building.
Yep.
But you never know. You never know who's going to show up. You never know what's going to happen. It's a stacked card, just like Destiny was. Just like every other card that we bring into this building in the future is going to be.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is definitely one of those shows that you do not want to miss. And if you want to get a build up, today is only the middle of the week. You still got a few more days. Go to the YouTube channel, MPX Network, because all of their most recent shows are being uploaded. Most recently, Common Enemies, I saw is on Twitch, soon to be on the YouTube channel. So go check out the most recent shows to kind of see the stories, see what's happening as we build up to the Purge. And kind of the last question I have for you, and I know we talk about this all the time, but this upcoming weekend in particular is like no other, especially in the city. We've got so much happening. Friday night, we have our Juneteenth block party here at Epic Central. Saturday, it's the kickoff of Juneteenth weekend down at Tyree Park. And then Saturday night, you've got the Purge happening at the Epic in Grand Prairie. But what do you kind of see just in Grand Prairie as a whole, not necessarily pro wrestling, but just kind of the growth that's been happening in Grand Prairie, man?
Yeah, man, this city has grown, so much as I've grown up here. I just turned 24 recently, lived here my whole life, traveled a lot, but Grand Prairie has always been and always will be my home. I love this city. It's my city, man. These are my people. I love this place more than anywhere else on earth. Man, where we're sitting right now used to be grass.
That it was.
Right? The culture has shifted. There's so much going on here now, so much being built, so many destinations. It's incredible, like seeing everything that's going on here now, right? And not just like, oh, this is being built, oh, we're getting a we're getting an Andretti, we're getting a Bass Pro Shop, right? Oh, all these like cool apartments are being built, right? It's not just that; it's all the things going on in the community that are happening here, right? It's not just on Main Street, further on the north side now. It's this whole area, Epic Central. It's incredible, man.
No, man, it's definitely an exciting time to be in Grand Prairie. And like you touched on, home field advantage, man. Like Destiny, I know was a loud night. We had a sold out crowd. As soon as your music hit, like I was in the back office doing something and I heard it from the office. I was like, oh, what's happening? Oh, yeah, pro wrestling's going on. Who is that? That's Tatum. Like, wow, Tatum got that large of a pop. And now looking at what's coming on the Purge, man, I'm excited. Like,
I'm excited, man.
I know we always touch on it. We always talk about it because it will sell out. If you put it out there in the atmosphere, it's going to happen. In the 4 times that we've had pro wrestling shows here at the Epic, they've all been sellouts. People have been standing room only, and they've wanted more. So Saturday, June 15th, if you haven't gotten your tickets, please go get your tickets, mpxwrestling.com. You can go to jointheepic.com as well to learn more information. Get those tickets. Come support 1 in a Million, Grand Prairie's own Tatum Manning at the Purge, as well as MPX as a whole, because they are, without a doubt, the best weekly running professional wrestling here in the state of Texas. And before we wrap things up, Tatum, do you have any final thoughts, final words you want to get out there for the people?
Man, you got any ideas for me on Saturday? Anything you want to see happen? Anything you want me to do? Hey, man, I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there right now. Again, last year, I set a guy on fire. Like, can't set a guy on fire this year, but, like, man, the Purge is a crazy night. Like, I got all kinds of ideas running through my head. What can I do to this person? What can I do to this person? What can I do that's people are going to remember this and talk about it for another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. People are going to remember this on and off, for years and years. That's what I'm all about, man. I'm all about creating memories. Winning. Yeah. Talking smack after I win. Sure. A little bit, not as much anymore. But man, making those moments and making those memories, I'm looking forward to doing it again Saturday night.
Definitely looking forward to it, man. I've got a couple days to kind of think about what exactly can you do, what exactly can't happen. I know in my head, I was like, man, I really, really am going to watch this from the track. Like, I personally want a bird's eye view for everything that's going to happen. I was front row for Destiny, and I was like, man, as much as I would want to be, there's a lot that's going to be happening. I'm not going to spoil everything because the co-main event for the card, if you haven't seen it, man, you guys are in for a treat at the Purge. And Tatum, thank you again for taking the time out to join us, be here on Epic Live as we finalize and wrap up the road to the Purge. Looking forward to nothing but good things for you. Looking forward to Saturday night, the Purge. Looking forward to seeing all of you at the Purge as well. So thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Epic Live. Until next time, be safe.